Sometimes you just have to get right to the point and say, what was the point? Okay, everybody, you know we've done some Grindhouse from the 60s, and we've done Grindhouse from the 70s, and we've done big movies, and we've done small movies, and we've done movies all over the place. But when I look through the endnotes of my channel, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have anything truly trashy from the 80s. How could this be? I didn't even fucking understand it. Well, we're going to fix that today. Today we're taking a look back at 1982's The Slumber Party Massacre. But before we go any further, once and again, as always, you know the routine, to the trailer.
The basketball team is planning a party. A slumber party to bare their souls.
I can just get it. Why?
All the girls are coming, except Mary and Linda. And they won't be missed. The party begins at 8 o'clock. It's a slumber party for old time's sake.
Love it too. Do you think I'm getting better?
But be on the lookout for an uninvited guest.
Please, please.
When the pizza arrives, things really start jumping. Some people may have to leave early, but others will hang around and hang around.
You're underage. Negative. Let's go. I'm not gonna eat that dead guy's pizza.
I feel better already. Really, I do.
But for those who stay, there'll be plenty of surprises. Non-stop action. Slumber Party Massacre. Close your eyes for a second and sleep forever.
Alright, this motion picture was directed by Amy Holden Jones. Not a big name? Yeah, well, what did you expect? Anyway, she's done a few other things anyway. She did stuff like Love Letters with Jamie Lee Curtis, which was actually kind of cool, and Made to Order, and The Rich Man's Wife. And she went on to be like a writer and do screenplays for movies like Indecent Proposal and Beethoven and all its friggin' sequels, and Mystic Pizza and The Relic, which was actually fucking cool, you know? So she's out there. She's in the game. Let's keep going. Okay, everybody. We're going into the cast, but let's be honest. You're not going to know any of these people. So we're going to make it really goddamn fast. Anyway, starring as Trish was Michele Michaels. She's been in stuff like Hero and the Terror, and Satan's Mistress, and New Year's Evil, and Share the Moon, and Death Wish. No, not one, not even two, not even three, fucking four. Yes, she was in Death Wish 4. So, she's in this, is what it is, let's keep rolling. Okay, playing Val was Robin Stille. Stille. I don't know how to pronounce it. You don't really give a shit anyway. Anyway, she was in some other stuff. She was in this. She was in Vampire Nights and American Ninja 4. And she was even in Sorority Babes in the Slime-Bolorama. And she was on TV and shit like, you know, Jake and the Fat Man or fucking whatever, you know. So, was in a few things. Her list of credits is small, just like just about everybody else in this motion picture. But it is what it is. Playing Russ Thorn, Psycho Killer, was Michael Villella. Yeah, popped up on some shit. You know what I mean? He was in stuff like Wild Orchid and Wild Orchid 2 and Love Letters, you know, with Jamie Lee Curtis. And he was on fucking TV and Amazing Stories and Getting Away with Murder. So, yeah, you know, list of credits that could fit on my fucking two hands or whatever, but it is what it is. Let's just keep going. Okay, playing Kim was Debra Deliso. Yay. Anyway, she was in a few movies and on TV. She was in stuff like Iced. She was in October Moon and Speedbag. And she popped up on television in Sledgehammer. For all 19 of you that remember that show that are around my age, yes, she was there. So, again, whatever. Let's just keep going. Playing Jackie was Andree Honore. Now, she was in something called Strange Reality and another thing called Hopelessly Awkward, but like two things. Fuck it. Playing Diane was Gina Hunter. Now, she's gone by several names throughout her career, but she's been around. She's actually popped up in a few things. She was in stuff like, Friends and The Two of Us and Kojak. And she popped up on the Oregon Trail. And she even popped up on Trapper John MD back in the day. So she actually had a few roles. She had a few things that shit went on with. So, hey, can't knock that. Playing the coach was Pamela Roylance. Now, again, not a big name by any stretch of the imagination. But she showed up and shit. She was in stuff like Little House on the Prairie and Days of Our Lives and Remington Steele and Hotel and Knots Landing and Falcon Crest and MacGyver and Designing Women. So she actually had a career that ran the gambit of the cannon fodder of the day, the TV shit that we all remember. She was out there, did her thing, partook in it. It was what it was. Okay, now that this motion picture has anybody who is royalty, as Linda is Brinke Stevens. Now, come on, if you're of my generation, you've seen her pop up in like 5 fucking million of these low-budget titty flicks from the 1980s. She was out and about, and she was all over the place. Well, obviously she was in this, but she was in a shitload of other stuff too. She was in things like Soul Survivor and Surf 2 and Private School and All the Marbles and Savage Streets and Love Scenes and Fatal Gangs and Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity, Nightmare Sisters, Warlords, Phantom of the Mall, Bad Girls from Mars, Roots of Evil, and once again Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl Ballarama. So you get where she was coming from, folks. She was in 10 million motion pictures like this. She's still acting, still going, still doing her thing. My God, she's like one of the ones. She's one of those 80s girls that everybody knew and everybody remembered and everybody had seen. And yes, she was in this. Is what it is. Okay, as always, folks, I'm going to keep this to 90 seconds or less, and this is probably not even going to take me 60 because this is what it is, and I can explain it real fucking fast. Anyway, there's this girl. Her name is Trish. Her parents are going away for the weekend. They asked the neighbor to keep an eye on their daughter. She decides she's going to have a little slumber party. Is what it is. She wants to invite the new girl from school. Name's Valerie. Well, a couple of the girls are like, no, I don't want to invite her. She's too pretty. She's too good at basketball. Is what it is. So they have the slumber party without her. You know how it goes. Is what it is. In the middle of all this, though, there's a guy out there who's just escaped from a mental asylum. Wow, isn't that original? And his name is Russ. And you get to meet him really early in this motion picture because he just starts killing people left and right. Well, one thing leads to another, and he winds up at the slumber party trying to kill all the girls. And, well, the poor girl who never got invited is kind of watching this from a distance, semi, with her little sister, and the coach gets dragged into it later, and you just have all this melee taking place at the house. It's a slumber party. There's an escaped psychopath, and he's killing the girls. I could have done that shit in 15 fucking seconds, folks. Is this a good motion picture? Oh, not really, folks. It's incredibly misguided. It's incredibly off the mark because it never really figured out what it wanted to be. The original screenplay and the original story, I can't remember, it's escaping me the name who wrote it. I'll put it underneath. But she actually wrote it as a parody, and she wanted it to be a comedy. But this wasn't a comedy. Apparently the studios got involved and they said, no, we're going to take this script and we're going to make it a serious horror movie. So as you're watching this motion picture, you're like, is this meant to be fucking funny? Or are they trying to be serious? And it never lands on either one. You're sitting there going, should I be laughing? I don't think they want me to laugh, but I think this is funny. But wait a minute. No. They're playing this straight. They want this to be serious. No. Wait. And that's your whole feeling all the way through this motion picture. It's just kind of a weird place for this movie to land it. Let's face reality, folks. This is a TNA flick. It's a TNA and gore flick. That's all it is. The Laurie Strode of the motion picture, to a degree. I mean, she does a nude scene 45 seconds in. You're just like, what? And then it leads you right into the normal cannon fodder of the day. Gym class. Tight t-shirts, playing basketball for an inordinately long time. And then, oh, what? Showers. And then they go into the showers, and everybody has the gratuitous. I mean, they did everything that you expect them to do in a motion picture like this. You had the typical shit, the typical stuff that after a while just got to be a little bit ridiculous. You had the jump scares by people that weren't the baddie, but they had them doing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Val's sister must have done about 22 of them. The boys in the movie who do all the typical shit that the guys in the movies do. You know what I mean? They stick their heads in the windows. They watch them undress. They do the whole fucking thing. They had their jump scares. I think there was more fake scares than there was real scares, because there was more of that, oh, you're going to think that they're going to be killed? Oh, no, we're fucking with you. We're fucking with you. That kind of stuff. Also, this movie has not one piece of originality in it. Half the scenes and half the stuff are ripped right out of Halloween. The camera shots are ripped right out of Halloween. The scenes are ripped right out of Halloween. It's fucking ridiculous how bad they did it. And they even actually threw in, and I swear I got to go back and look up in my database of memory, they even put a happy face on the fucking one mirror in her room. And I'm like, is that a nod to fucking The Howling? I mean, is that what I just seen? Is it? And this movie is loaded with shit like that. There's no originality. There's no fucking thought of, let's do something nobody's done. This was just meant to be the cannon fodder of the day, gore, lots of titties, and a goofy plot. The sound is horrible. The soundtrack is horrible. I swear to God, they canned in the same actress doing like 80% of the screams for the girls, because like the actresses couldn't hit the screams. So all of a sudden you'd be like, ah! And then she had the girl 2 minutes saying, ah! With the same pitch, and like, did they get one lady to do all the shit for all these people? I think they did. I could be wrong. I think they did. And everybody acts in a way that is completely unbelievable and illogical and purely stupid to the core, to the point where you're just like, I think they deserve to die at this point, because they're so fucking asinine. I mean, you can't even roll with it. You know what I mean? But this movie is a perfect representation of the cannon fodder slasher flicks of the 80s, and if any of them, like with a Sleepaway Camp or something like that, should be presented to you in the top 5 or 6, not of the goodies, but of the underling ones, the grindier ones, of what the 80s presented you in TNA horror, this motion picture is it. With all the slagging I've just done, with all the dumping on it I've just committed, it's actually not bad, because it is of its time. It is what they gave you back then. It is what they presented you back then. And it's a little bit of a walk down memory lane just to see it. If you're my age, you're going to go into this thing and you're going to say, oh my God, pony sneakers, Jordache jeans, fucking Kool-Aid where you had to mix in your own sugar. Holy shit, this is my time. But again, it's not ridiculously as bad as I made it out to be. Wait a minute, maybe it really is. Maybe it's just so fucking bad that it's actually entertaining. I think I might be changing my goddamn feeling on this midstream. I really do. Folks, you get a chance, stop by the Slumber Party Massacre. I'm not going to tell you it's great. Shit, I'm not even going to tell you it's good. But I am going to tell you, you should watch it. You should give it a chance. You'll probably be entertained. You'll probably have some fun. You'll probably walk away and go, you know, for an hour and 16 minutes of my time, fuck it. I can handle that. Okay, everybody, have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Be good. Stay out of trouble. Take care of your fellow man. Don't take no fucking shit from nobody. And catch you later. Peace out.